Sir, we portray our India as a woman and call Mother India. Yet we see many rape cases, even in which we see a man raping his own mother, daughter, or a sister. What drives a man with such madness of pleasure to do such an inhuman act? And what is the thing that drives him?
So there are many aspects to this. Instead of linking these brutal acts to Mother India, please As I said, we call it Mother Earth. Does it mean to say all crime on this planet will stop? No, there is crime, variety of crime. Sexual assault on women is very much there. There are many aspects to this. One thing is we can get angry and say, okay, hang them. Well, if you bring hanging as a thing for rape, you must understand in a rape case, the only witness is usually the victim. Always, almost always. The only witness is the victim. If you guarantee a rapist that if you rape and if you get caught, you will hang for sure, what do you think he will do? He will eliminate that only witness. Yes or no? So, before we say something, we must be careful what we are saying. This does not mean we are supporting them, it just means, are you looking for a solution or are you looking for a kangaroo court? Hang everybody? No. Why is this happening? We must look at it. Why is it happening if you look at it? One thing is, India as a culture, this is the first generation that women are actually coming out on the street and walking with men and working with men and, close proximity. People are not used to this. And millions of young people are moving from villages to cities. In their village, their idea of a woman was their mother who was like this, or their mausi who was like that, their atte or somebody at the party, it was like that. Now they come and see young girls walking on the street, it's very new for them. Let us not simply discount things and act like we are some kind of… we dropped from somewhere. Human beings have sexuality in them. Between the ages of 15 and 25, it may be in maximum force, the hormonal influence. Unless one is disciplined with a certain cultivation of intellect and other avenues of expression in their life, like sport, art, music, education, so many things are there to engage you. Nothing to engage you, just your hormones are bursting within you. From your village, you came to your city, suddenly you see young girls, the kind of people that you saw in the movies are walking on the street. The guy goes crazy. And above all, you've been encouraging alcohol everywhere. The moment 2 drops of alcohol fall into him, he goes absolutely crazy in the evenings. If he thinks nobody is watching, he will pounce on somebody. There is also a sociological issue in this. If he was in the village, his mother, his aunt, somebody will be talking, you know that girl, we're going to get you married to that girl. Whether he marries that girl or not, in his mind, there is a solution for his needs. He comes to the city alone, he just sleeps in one room, 10 boys are sleeping, working through the day and night and rubbish atmosphere, okay? Inhuman atmosphere, it's like a concentration camp. Most of them are living in that kind of conditions. And there is no solution for him. For his hormones, for his life, for his body, for his emotion, for his life, there is no solution. There is not one person who is going there asking, okay, what are you going to do? Who are you going to marry? How are you going to settle your life? Is there any one human being looking at him? No. In the evening with friends, if he drinks, the guy goes wild, all right? And of course, people are selling all kinds of wild pornographic videos, he sees those things and he thinks that's the thing to do. So, well, when somebody commits a crime, you have to punish them, that's another matter. I'm not going to get into that. But sociologically, what is the solution? Are you teaching them to become ascetics? Are you teaching them yoga, sadhana so that they will become brahmacharis and walk free of these things? No, you have not taught them anything like that. Are you going to give them a solution? If he was in the village by 18, 19, he would be married to somebody. Now he has no hope, he's simply there and he will do wild things. This is the nature of a human being, we must understand. So as a generation, as a culture, this situation that has changed, just 50 years ago, almost every girl was married by the time she's 16, 17, a boy was married before he was 20. So before he was going out of control, his things were settled. Now there is no settlement for his life. So just being puritanical is not going to work. We must at least be willing to debate what are we going to do with our youth. Youth means there are many aspects. One aspect is there's an influence of hormones in them. Are you going to address it? Or are you going to just close your eyes and say, no, nothing like that, just hang a few people, everything will be okay? It is not going to be okay. So we must address it, a time has come, we must address it, rather than linking this to Bharat Mata, please.
Reproductive organs are a small part of who you are. But what should be in the reproductive organ has been very efficiently pushed up into the human head. Now sexuality is not happening in their bodies, it's happening in their head all the time. In your body, it's a natural process. In your head, it's a sickness. Yes? In your body, it is just a natural process, we're all born out of it. There is nothing right about it, wrong about it, it's just one little aspect of our life. If we resist it, it'll rise into our head and now it looks like entire life is just about that. Today, I would say, tell me if I'm exaggerating a percentage, today I would say 95% of human energy is either invested in sex or money. Yes or no? These are two small aspects of your life. One is about your survival, another is a certain aspect of your physiology, okay? It has become so big because somebody told you these two things are wrong.
I was just talking to somebody who's some kind of an expert on the internet and stuff. I said, what's happening? Because I don't get to see anything except a bit of news and our own work all the time. I never get to browse or see anything, so I was asking, what are people looking for, what is it? And he's saying it like it's a matter of fact. He's saying, Sadhguru, 70% is only pornography. 70% of the internet traffic is pornography. I don't know if this percentage is correct, but if it's anywhere near that, I mean, what's happened to us? When such a powerful medium that we can communicate with the entire world, don't we have anything better to say? I'm not trying to be moralistic and say this is wrong, that is wrong. But I'm saying, for the first time in the history of humanity, we have this capability that we can say something to the entire world in one shot. Never before this was even imaginable, isn't it? I want you to understand, you've just taken it for granted, your whatever Instagrams and WhatsApps and Twitters and emails, don't take it for granted. This is the first time that we can communicate to every human being on the planet. Is it not important? The highest possibilities get to them. So today, the three biggest industries on the planet are, the first, number one industry is arms and armaments. Number two is alcohol and tobacco put together. Number three is pharmaceuticals. This says everything about us, what kind of people we are, isn't it? And on the internet is pornography. We as a generation should not let this opportunity pass. We should not let these sex maniacs, child sellers to dominate this world. How can we allow people who sell children to do dirty things with them to dominate this planet? Tell me, we are allowing them to do it. We don't have to fight them, everybody thinks we have to fight. No, we have to overwhelm them with positive things.
So let's understand this word. I know this has become part of English lexicon. Oh, karma is an English word now. The word karma means action. As you sit here, there is physical action going on, there is mental action going on, emotional activity going on, energy activity going on in every one of us. Whether you're awake or asleep, 4 dimensions of karma are happening all the time. Since you woke up today morning till this moment, just a few hours, how much of these 4 dimensions of karma did you perform consciously?
Should I answer? I was not conscious while performing my actions, they just happened.
I'm saying for almost every human being is well below 1%. If you take in a day, well below 1%. So when 99% of your actions are accidental or unconscious, you do one thing, you just drive here. Here the traffic is very slow, it's safe to try this experiment. 99% of the time, just close your eyes and simply sit like this. Once in a way, handle the steering. Let's see where you will be in 5 minutes. This is a disaster of human life. So you must understand this. This is the most profound dimension of Eastern cultures, that we told you your life is your karma. This means your life is your making. There's no manager sitting up there and managing you. Your life is your karma. The way you do it is the way it happens. There is no other way. Only because over 99% is happening unconsciously, it looks like some other force is manipulating you. All bad drivers are like this. When they get into some kind of a crash, I was driving properly only, something happened. Have you heard this? Something happened, something supernatural happened and I crashed my car. No, you're just a dumb driver. So the same thing goes for life. The same thing goes for life, that we constantly reminded you. Now in this generation, it's lost in probably maybe your mother or let's say your grandmother's generation. If they sit down, stood up, they say karma, prarabdha, mukti, moksha. These are proper day-to-day conversation, not spiritual conversation. Yes or no? Every day. It's time you bring it back, because karma means you're reminding yourself, everything that I'm doing and not doing is my fundamental responsibility. If you ask me, people have been asking, I have not articulated this till recently, but some people have been asking me, so I'm these days talking to them and I'm saying, what is the mission? They ask me. I say, the mission is just this, religion to responsibility. You think it is there, no, it's here. This is what karma means, that you understand you're the source of your life. Is there no other force working in the universe? Yes, it is. But even to harness this, harness that is your business, isn't it? Hello? Even to harness that is your business, otherwise what's the point? So karma means your life is your making. There is nothing else that can decide. If you take charge of your body, let's say you have some mastery over your physical body, 15 to 20% of your life and destiny will be in your hands. If you take charge of your mental process, 50 to 60% of your life and destiny will be in your hands. If you take charge of your basic life energy into your hands, 100% of your life and destiny will be in your hands. Every young person must first explore this dimension before you step out into the world and mess other people. Yes, very important. You must understand karma is not like reward and punishment system. It is just residual memory within yourself. Everything, every thought, every emotion, every action, every moment that you do, in some way is recorded into this. This memory creates a tendency for you because so much memory is gathered, naturally, it's like software, you're writing unconscious software every moment. See, if you walk from here to here, I'm telling you, there are at least 25 different kinds of smells. You're not conscious unless something is very strong, acute, in some way, in a positive or negative way, then you will notice, otherwise you're not noticing. You will see if a dog passes, he's just figuring out you, what you have done, what you have not done, your good karma, bad karma, everything is just figuring out. Yes or no? You also are conscious, your system also is perceiving it because your neurological system is far more superior to the dog's neurological system. Do you agree with me? Hello? Dog lovers, is it okay? Human neurological system is far more advanced than any other creature, you also capable. But because of cerebral activity, you're missing it. You do one thing, just go live in the jungle for some time, you will see suddenly your sense of smell. You just know everything just by raising your nose a little bit, sticking your nose out, you just know what's coming, what's going. You will see in the villages in India, they'll say it's going to rain today, you understand? Nothing, no sign of rain, no cloud, no nothing. He'll simply… and he'll say it's going to rain today, and it will, because the changes are happening in the atmosphere. So, because of this unconscious nature, if you walk from here to here, these 25 smells, for example, are all recorded in the system. And all like this, visual inputs, audio inputs, everything is recorded. Depending upon the type of material you've taken in, slowly you will develop an unconscious tendency. Suddenly you'll like this, not something else, because of the kind of inputs you have taken in. These tendencies, traditionally, because you're coming from the scripture, traditionally we call this vasanas. Vasana is a very good expression because vasana literally means smell. So, depending upon the type of smell, accordingly you draw that type of life towards you or you move in that direction, that's what they're trying to say. But this is essentially, to put it in modern terminology, you're building an unconscious software, so naturally it begins to function in a certain way. It doesn't matter what is the software, can you rewrite it? Of course you can. That is also your karma. So will you allow unconscious activity that you have performed to rule the nature and destiny of your life, or will you make sure it is the conscious activity that you perform which will rule the destiny of your life? This is something you have to decide.